Scotchy Bourbon boys, raising some hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
We're recording for YouTube now, and then now I am going to start. Now, when I start the podcast, there's a 30-minute ad for French Lick that I can hear recording for the podcast on the major, for audio. So here we go. We're gonna start that. We're gonna get down. Countdown started.
Dant Crossing, Gethsemane, Kentucky. Timeless hospitality that stirs the spirit. Dant Crossing is a one-of-a-kind destination for unforgettable weddings, memorable corporate events, day trips, and weekend getaways. The pastoral campus is anchored by Logstill Distillery and includes an amphitheater that seats 2,000, a 12-acre lake for fishing and unique lodging options, creating an immersive experience that's rooted in the community and culture of our little slice of Kentucky. More attractions will open soon at Dant Crossing, including our 21,000 square foot distillery, which we will have the ability to produce 15,000 barrels of spirit each year, a network of wooded walking trails, fully functional private train depot, farm-to-table restaurant, and the Legacy, a premier wedding and events venue. Whether you're looking to host an event, book a stay, or reserve a tasting, we're ready to welcome you. Learn more at dantcrossing.com.
This is Alan Bishop, head alchemist at Spirits of French Lick. Be on the lookout for a brand new bottled and bond Solomon Scott rye whiskey. Made from a mash composed of 65% rye, 35% corn, and 5% victory malt. This 5-year-old 100 proof rye whiskey is a throwback to early 1800s style rye whiskeys of the Ohio Valley. Named after the legendary Daisy Spring Mill distillery owner turned moonshiner Solomon Scott of Paoli, Indiana. Remember, drink responsibly and never drink and drive.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys, raising some hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
So much. He's been doing that theme song for us for about 4 or 5 podcasts. We've been putting it in. We're so happy with it, but we have to actually I gotta get a hold of Kenny for all the information I can run so I can promote him. The band that he plays with, the old Americana band that he plays with Luca Mariano, everything he does with Luca Mariano, we really want to push Kenny Fuller.
Great musicians.
I think every time I hear it, and now I'm starting.
It seems like it gets better.
It's better, right? But I'm starting to know the words to the song.
Right.
It's kind of like a top pop 40 hit when you get to hear it over. But at the same time, every time I hear it, I feel more love for Kenny because of what he did and how he did it. And you know what I mean?
I don't want to think of the time that he put into that. I mean, that was just really good.
It's just freaking awesome, and I can't wait till we hit that bus tour. Hopefully Kenny will be coming along. He's our alternate if someone drops out. he will be on that bus tour. So, and then we've got, one of the things, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, everybody.
This is Tiny.
And this is Xavier. We also have guest appearances from Roxy, who is recovering from surgery. Everybody, she's been recovering. Her recovery has been going good, but it's not easy. I mean, this is not, she had surgery to remove her thyroid, and it's every day there's something happening, but she's getting better. So we're really excited about that.
She's headed the right direction.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that has to be adjusted and everything. So as we keep going forward, you might hear from her. There's going to be, so it just depends. So we love you. I love you, my dear. And I just can't wait till you just keep getting better every day. So that, and then we also have whiskey that pops in from time to time.
Right.
Super Nash. You can't forget Super Nash.
Can't forget Super Nash. We got Young Nose down in South Carolina also.
Yep.
Yeah, we have like a branch office in South Carolina. We got Super Nash and Young Nose down there. And then last but not least, we can't forget Mrs. Xavier, who hops on every now and then to keep me in line.
She usually will hop on Whiskey Live. We've been off that for a while, but I think it's going to be it'll be either I think it'll be the last we're going to start up one the last Friday of August, the fourth Friday. So hopefully we could get what we're tasting, we can get something up and get that back up and going. With everything that's been happening and all the stuff in the busy summer, it's been rough to run the Whiskey Live, that's for sure. But you can check us out on www.scotchybourbonboys.com for everything Scotchy Bourbon Boys. T-shirts, these wonderful Glencairns. You can see those nice etched glasses. Check it out. You can get it there. But in the top right-hand corner, there's a Patreon button up there. And if you click that, please leave some feedback and support. You can subscribe and support us through monthly subscriptions on a lot of stuff. You can get the Glencairns, you can get the t-shirts, you can get tastings from any of us with tasting mats and samples. You can pick what you want. There's also signed prints. There's just the whole thing there. Check out that Patreon and check out where that's going. So I think Xavier's going to monitor the Facebook. I'll get back there too.
We're YouTube now.
Okay, so there we go.
Adam Kendrick is watching. He says we need new Riff in North Carolina.
Yeah, well,
Heard so many great things. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thanks for joining us. Then we are on all major podcast formats, and then also we are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. I'm picking that up again. How are we picking that? Where? I mean, is it possible I'm picking it up? It can't be off of the live feed, can it?
I don't think so. I don't know where it's coming from, unless because we rearranged the position of certain things. We're picking it up.
Is it live on my Facebook, like right here? No, I'm not on Facebook. So anyways, we'll just go with that. And there's always technical difficulties and stuff like that.
We'll blame Facebook.
But we're glad that you're here. And
you were saying we're on.
Yes, we were on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Check us out all there. YouTube, you could get all the videos. Right now we're recording. We're a little bit behind on YouTube because there's editing involved with a lot of stuff that goes in with it. When you're listening on the major podcast formats, we will load this tonight. Tomorrow you will have the ability to listen to this podcast. So check us out however you watch us. But whatever you do, like us, subscribe,
and leave some feedback.
And leave feedback.
Hopefully positive feedback.
Right. We need the feedback because you give us feedback and that goes into the algorithm.
And the magic
happens
Google
all there.
And YouTube computers find us then.
Yeah. So that gets us to what we're going to be doing tonight. We are going to be tasting 3 expressions from New Riff. And they all came different ways to me. This is last year's single barrel from the state of Ohio, OHLQ. Now I'm going to throw on this, I wonder if it's, no, it's not picking up from that speaker. It's not picking up from that speaker. It has to be coming, how can it be coming from my phone that's doing the recording? And there should be no delay. Anyways, this Ohio liquor was it was barreled and distilled on 8/2/16, and then it was barreled and bottled on 9/17/20. So it's 4 years old. It's the Ohio's third riff, and it was done exclusively for OHLQ. It comes their actual saying is a new riff on an old tradition. I've actually got my new riff hat on. You can see that. That's what it says right there. And then each new riff barrel is singular in personality and flavor, selected for its quality and complexity, bottled at barrel proof and without chill filtration. We preserve the character of the barrel all the way to your glass. So we've got this one. Then we've got the next one, which I picked up at the distillery. This single barrel we picked up, this is 112 proof. If you really want to come to the other one that the Ohio pick was 107. And it's Kentucky straight whiskey. And this one was barrel distilled in 2/5/16, and this one, the other one was 8/2/16. So this was February 5th, and then this was barrels and bottled in 1/19/21. So that's actually almost 5 years old, right?
What
that
1/19/21?
Yeah, and the other one was So this was actually out of their store, and we picked it up there. Now, the last one we're going to pick up was this special thing that I picked up.
I can't wait to taste.
This is a rye, and it's a malted rye, and it's 6 years old. And this one came from, it's aged at least 6 years and 100% malted rye. This is just rye whiskey, is bottled in bond without chill filtration, exceeds the world's highest quality standard for spirits, sets forth in the 1897 Bottled in Bond Act. So this is a bottled in bond, and it's a 6-year malted rye. And this I picked up during the barrel pick that I was on for Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Went down there, met Randy Prossi.
If you go through the rick house and notice a heavy char 1 or a light toast char 4, those are normally special releases. Or our head distillers trying to get a different profile from a different state. We'll do about 10% Kelvin and 90% in ISC. This is the first barrel that we dumped back in 2018. There's a nail biter. And this is the 10,000 that we filled in that same time. Craft size, but we're still pretty small comparatively. So our distillers taste through every barrel when it's 4 years old. These are all of the single barrels that belong to our team. Our single barrel team is here, as well as shipping and receiving, our bottling here, and we have 2 warehouses, a traditional rick house and a palletized warehouse. But when they taste something that, has a standout characteristic, a bit off profile of our VIB, is this your first?
Just started, but we knew it'd be 7 minutes from door to door.
It took him like 5 minutes. 59.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Barry. This is Barry.
He's with RD1.
Hey, Barry.
William Carr brand.
How you doing?
Barry, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you all.
You too. All right, I'm going to show you a bit about our cooperage further down. So the only filtering our barrels get is right on this shop right here. These fine mesh screens, we'll grab one. They lay them in, and they don't catch everything coming out of the bottom of that barrel. You'll see all the char, the bung. It then goes through a pressurized filter that fills the
only at the dump. It's only as the barrels get dumped.
As they get dumped, all this is coming out.
And
And
then
then,
some that year. We just did our barbecue festival last week.
We use that.
Here it is, brought their jar from on the barrel.
did they really? You know, it's funny, I just didn't let that way. See, it feels fantastic. That's a big difference, right?
Oh, yeah.
Since this was open, I want to bring you on this side. One of the things that we did when our palletized warehouse was complete was move our core products, or the majority of them there, and save this one for age statements and special releases. We have always held back close to 30% of our distillation for aging. So you can always expect, 10 year, 15, 20 year, something like that. So these guys knew exactly where to roll if they wanted in the 10th position, so that the bung will be as close to the top as possible.
Y'all need to get into the barrel relay at the Bourbon Festival. It's a warehouse work. That's what they do. It's a track constructed with a brick at the end that they have to lock everything. Oh, yeah.
Barrel
We've been doing it
teams.
for 30 years, but yeah, you absolutely should be in that. Your warehouse.
I bet they'd win.
Well, I mean, you got Makers and Heaven Hill, and
Wow,
they
our
actually.
guys.
No, but Heaven Hill, I think Makers too. They built actual tracks at their.
Oh, yeah.
So they can
It's-
practice year round.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Independent Stave sponsors it, but it absolutely
Wow.
they roll, and there's women's individual, men individual teams, and you roll it and turn and roll, turn, and it's all against the clock, and they have to roll it, and they're literally telling at the end of the rick where to position the barrel so it
Yeah.
clocks based on position.
Right.
Because the first one you roll a few more times than the last one. But
Right, they know
clock
the
it, You
rules.
get points taken away if
I
you don't
wonder
clock
if
it.
we
Plus,
did
does it? It
that.
also has to be in the right position too, right?
Let me give you an
Maybe
extra.
Jake will
Let
be
me give
in
you an
here.
extra card to pass along.
I'm going to give it to the general manager.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
here with
'cause
us
we would
today.
love to. We would love to.
Oh, and Jake and those guys would love it. An X-Bay that goes top to bottom. You can see it's taken a little bit of stress already. But if you come inside, you can look up and just see the scale.
I don't think I've ever seen. That is the
These
most
barrels
bizarre
is
looking
just amazing.
bracing I've ever seen.
All the way to
extra.
the top. So,
It doesn't look like it would be as strong as it would be if it went over to the bottom.
isn't it cool?
Gonna make
And they actually walk along these pieces of plank. Yeah, wood. That's how they get through. I've seen them come out with like a miner's light on their head.
Oh, yeah.
They scared me like, what are you doing?
That's pretty cool.
But this is my favorite.
We just overall had a really good time. I believe, I put up a lot of posts on that, but there's going to be a barrel pick video of that. And in this podcast, we're not going to see it tonight, but if you check it out on YouTube when it comes out, you'll be able to see some of that barrel pick and some of the discussion that went on when we were doing the barrel pick for Kentucky Bourbon Festival. So
You know what? Let me have her grab those before I get started.
I don't want to waste.
No.
I see you doing all your moves. And, is that like a steady cam?
On my bus tour, that we're doing for Kentucky Bourbon Festival the day before.
All right, so what we're going to be doing is a barrel selection. I have given you 5 single barrels, and they're all from different distillation dates, different years in the rick house, but the same mash bill. And we're going to have you go through those and help you select one.
And it's cut grass. It's good. It's good smells, banana, and it's also
And
some
off-putting
of the
smell.
off-putting smells like must from your basement or whatever. But you do that and it just pulls out, just like the flavor wheel. I mean, Chris Morris from Brown Foreman Woodford Reserve did one where you got little plates and you got dark chocolate or you got a little spoon of honey or caramel. And-
We have the
and you-
emotion wheel that I use.
Yeah, but
that
yeah,
does
exactly.
the same thing. No,
Yeah.
I
But it
like
brings out
speaking
different-
my language.
So we have narrowed it down to 3 barrels, and they're blinded. And I have re-blinded them for you. You don't know what they are, but I do. And we're going to go through those 3 and hopefully find one that's going to be a winner for you guys.
excellent. So I'm excited that it was exciting to be a part of that barrel pick.
For your bottle. So I'm going to dry it off. I'll be right back.
All right, step right up.
There it is.
Smile?
No.
Oh.
Get your bottles up here, whoever's first. Tiny, you in?
I'm in for the bottle. And then he's going to fill my flask, too. Good job.
I don't know how much I got in there. So.
You got enough.
Well, I mean, I know. I don't know how much is in
I don't know how much comes out.
I don't know how far up the tube it goes.
Ken does.
Jeffrey?
That'll be good.
Quit being dirty. I hear what you're doing back there.
Okay.
It was you threw me a high fastball, that's all.
It takes a little bit to refill.
Hold on.
All right.
Get in your way.
You are not in my way.
That's what I
Oh, alcohol abuse.
What happened?
It all but ended, and then I went to move it, and all of a sudden
There was probably a little air
a little
bubble.
vacuum in there.
Yeah, I'll dry it off for you. You want to dry your hands?
Straight into the mouth. I've never seen that before.
Where it like dribbled,
No, where it's just straight in the mouth from the thief.
like a tapper head. I mean, we used to do that in like UW.
Yes, please.
Keg stands and
I
stuff.
like these bottles. These are new.
So just like
This is
curiosity,
pretty
I don't
new,
know.
so I put it on there for you.
Beautiful.
All right, beauty right there.
Yeah.
I think we had a little vacuum pocket.
All right, one more.
Okay, is there anything special I need to do?
No, it's important.
Okay.
It is.
There we go.
How could you? Then I'll hold yours too.
It's like the
I
best
have
stuff ever.
brands as well.
I did that. I was trying to
Wait, get it lined up, Jeff. How did you get your wife
How
pregnant?
much is in that one? It was because all her. She lined it up for me. Is it out? Okay, let it go, let it go, let it go. I think it's out. Okay, good. That's good.
But I don't know how much is
Randy, do you have a bottle?
Wait. Randy's got one in his
I've
hand.
got a bottle, yes.
Okay, do you want me to fill it or are you going to fill it?
Whose
Have
is
your
that?
Trans. She wanted one.
Okay.
She doesn't drink. Is that going to take it out of there?
No, yeah, but no, I don't.
No, there won't be enough now. Exactly.
There was a bottle for everybody.
I love how cold it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I
look at
understand
that.
why.
Look at you
Brothers,
two.
Well, yeah, it's like
This is kind of like, a bag that you cut.
I love you.
yeah.
All the time. So I'll hold it.
All of that means it's gonna stick well.
Okay.
These new bottles. Okay.
Good. All right. Drop that back in.
Dry it off.
You got the cap?
Oh, you get it right.
Oh, I didn't know if there was.
Yeah, everybody has a bottle. Right?
Everybody's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I do.
Hey, Bill, you want to
Can I
tag
take a
the
picture?
bottles?
I want to do a picture with Randy.
It's just a cleaner look to
If
it.
he'll let me. Will you let me do a picture with you?
Put the bung in?
We're gonna do a picture all together.
Hammer the bung in? You want a picture of him hammer the bung in?
I love
You
this.
can.
No, it's
It's like everybody can.
He's done that many times. You have.
we don't talk about that.
Nice.
One more, give it a-
One
give it a
more,
good
because
whack.
it really needs to.
It
Yep.
should be flush.
There you go.
Come on there, Colonel.
There we
Take that
go.
aggression out.
That is so awesome.
This is yours.
Well, who's that putting here then?
You guys are gonna sign this one too.
Oh,
Yeah, so maybe.
I can.
Oh, you got labels?
Oh, that is neat.
Yeah, so that you know.
No, Randy, this is yours.
Wait, did you get your flasks?
He did his.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
my
I didn't do
pocket.
mine.
I was gonna say you
But
sealed
mine's
it
for
up.
photographic purposes only. Thank you, ma'am.
You're going to drink yours. Go ahead.
If I put it in a flask, I immediately take it home and dump it out anyway because it can't stay in that metal flask.
Yeah,
It'll
the
start
metal
to
would
oxidize
do
out.
very well.
It'll act weird.
I don't know. I like the oxidation. Adds a little bit extra.
It gets cloudy and
I don't care.
explains a
Are
lot
rosy.
about
I don't
it.
know
As
if
long
I'm
as it doesn't kill me.
Your cheeks are rosy. I don't know if I'm buying what you're saying right
No,
now.
I
What happens if you peel off?
It's a new bottle and it doesn't sit
Oh,
flat, so
thank you.
I apologize for that.
No problem.
We're all good.
100
And
mLs
Judy and
are
I have
hard
to have
to
a
find.
picture.
though.
Down there.
Plane.
You'd be like,
That's the Dallas Fort Worth. Their whiskey club has like 3,000 people.
There you go.
cool. All right.
Sorry.
Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
should put dock.
okay. Whose is this? I have one more. Oh, it's probably over here.
Oh, on the other side.
Right on the dock.
Where I thought we were.
There. Is that better?
Beautiful.
Whose last bottle?
Oh. 1, 2. Bill, do you have your bottle?
No.
He's got. Do you have your bottle?
Right there.
Okay. Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, okay. Well, then here you hold hers.
I handed that to you.
That one.
I need to.
Stay there. Don't leave your pen there. Pretend like you're still signing.
Pretend like you still sign.
What did I just say?
Put the date on it.
There you go.
Is the
Cool.
date on it? Oh yeah.
We-
You can put today's date on
I'll date it. KBF.
Randy can.
Has everybody else signed it? Oh, you got one.
Well, I'm getting a butt shot, Randy.
That's good.
it. Oh, is everything signed?
So. And by the way, today is National Bourbon Day.
Yeah, you got to put that on.
Yes. Yes, sir.
National Bourbon Day.
Can't wait till I get
Okay, wait, what?
Okay. There was the bourbon is unique to New Riff, so that's a cool thing. So we'll get into the tasting of that and probably barrel bash that malted rye.
Yeah, that sounds.
That's
like a
what
plan.
we'll try and do tonight.
Right.
So, oh my gosh.
Got a little bit to read here if you want me to.
Yeah, you could give a little
I
bit
got a
of
little
history.
bit of background here. So, now it's time for one of our favorite spots, Blind Old Bastard Reading. So, from the New Riff Distilling website, we're a new riff on an old tradition, established in 2014. We are a new riff on an old tradition, that tradition or theme being Kentucky bourbon. Founded in 2014 by Ken Lewis, a visionary Kentucky liquor retailer and entrepreneur. New Riff is led by a team of corporate refugees ranging from craft beer to politics and more. New Riff crafts a range of whiskeys, bourbon, rye, and eventually malted rye, and a host of specialty recipes, as well as Kentucky Wild Gin. Our mission is simple: to someday be counted among the world's great small distilleries. Becoming one of the great small distilleries of the world is a long-term play with no exact ring to win or title to be declared.
There you go. So, the story of New Riff is that when you go down, now where we went for the barrel pick was their place where the warehouse area where they have their rick houses. Now their rick houses are quite amazing because of this fire protection system that they have installed. It's a foam. So what happens is if the rick house catches fire for any reason, the foam is released, smothering the fire completely, taking away all the oxygen. It just releases into the warehouse, but doesn't affect the barrels. This foam doesn't affect the barrels. So the barrels would be the fire would be put out almost instantly. And this is a very, very, what would you say? Revolutionary
Very
fire
sophisticated
system.
monitoring and
Yes. So it was really cool to see that fire system in their warehouse. So their warehouse and bottling is separate from the distillery. The distillery is actually in the parking lot of Party Source. Now, Party Source is one of the largest liquor stores in the country. So Party Source is it's just this giant liquor store. They have releases every day. It's an amazing thing. We stop by.
Every time we pass through there, we stop.
Right, and there's always something there that you can pick up, and they have just a unbelievable selection with reasonable prices. But what I wanted to say is what happened was the owner of Party Source decided to get into distilling. Now, I don't have his name. I'm sorry. I didn't do the research. Maybe someone who's watching tonight can give me that name. But what he did is he built New Riff in the parking lot and started distilling in the parking lot. So that is really kind of a cool thing. So he built the distillery there, and then off where we did this barrel pick, which is about 2 miles away, in another part of Covington, that's where we did the barrel pick, and that's where their warehouse and bottling is. So that was pretty cool to go there and see that. I had been at the distillery 3-4 times. They have a distillery and gift shop. It's amazing and everything, but Xavier has some information on the head distiller.
I have very little.
But you do.
But the head distiller, at least according to Siri and LinkedIn, we know that that's never wrong, is a fellow by the name of Brian Sprance. And now you know how much I know about it. Because he's flying under the radar at this point.
Right.
But I can tell you, I think it said when I read that little snippet, I think it listed the founder's name. Our story.
There you go. We're looking. Nobody helped us out on Facebook yet, but that's okay.
Ken Lewis.
All right.
Founded in 2014 by Ken Lewis.
All right. There you go. So we have it. So the first thing that we're going to do, the first expression is we're going to do the Ohio selection from 2020.
Awesome.
I picked this up, and this was the first endeavor that I had with New Riff. I like it. They got like the black fake cork. They got the really nice, if you look at that bottle, I mean, that is a nice bottle. There's engraving. Bottle, they got all the stuff that needs. And at first I didn't know what to think of New Riff. We had done some of our barrel picking at Wilderness Trail, and at Wilderness Trail, we were, what would you say? When we were there, that particular, I'm trying to think. We had a bottle there, but the bottle wasn't that great, put it that way. So let's back this down here, right? We're all good? Everything good?
We're good.
Yeah, but that bottle was a little bit, what would you say? I wasn't impressed, but that was my first. So then I kind of stayed away, but we stopped off at the distillery, me and Roxy, one time, and we tasted this single barrel, and it was fantastic. So let's take a look at what we're smelling. It's got like a yeasty.
What's the proof on this?
This one is 107 proof, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. A little bit of ethanol.
Yeah,
right?
A little. Yeah.
But it's also got what am I looking for? Apricot? Yeah, there's a little bit of apricot. It's apricot.
Apricot, or I'm a little sharper. I'm thinking like a rhubarb.
It's a fruity smell.
It's got a sharp, fruity aroma.
With a little bit of caramel.
A little bit
on the top. And we always go through this. We're tasting in these Scotchy Bourbon Boy Glencairns. You know that you can get them on the website. And then also the reason why you taste, it's the ultimate tasting glass. Shout out to Mr. Martin Duffy, the North American Glencairn glass representative, who I just placed another order for another 4 dozen. They've been selling well, but it allows you to do a couple things. You got a tulip shape. We always talk about that, which then it leads all the smells to the top and condenses them instead of like if you're doing it out of a rocks glass or whatnot, it's all escaping at the same time. So this brings it all there. But there's two different places to smell usually, and you have to figure out your dominant nostril. Your dominant nostril will change from time to time, but it's the one you smell. Tonight, my left nostril is my dominant nostril easily, and then you kind of pick it up and you get that, and then you smell at the bottom of it, but as you come to the top, I pick up a little honey.
You know, and the ethanol has
Subsided.
diminished.
Yeah, that's
It's
probably
diminished,
because that bottle hasn't been, 2020 I visited it, and now I haven't since, so it's probably what was left when I opened that bottle and that, with all that air. But it's pretty good, so let's give her a taste. Wow. Nose does not match the taste. That's a lot of honey and caramel. There's not apricot.
And see, I'm getting that. I'm getting apricot, or like I say, some sharper fruit, maybe a rhubarb or something along that line. Maybe like a sour plum or something. I'm getting that real strong in the taste.
Off the second one, but I got a lot of honey up front, like my whole tongue. But this is the first I'm drinking.
But I'll tell you something I'm getting on the taste that I didn't get on the nose is it's a very spicy, peppery taste, at least to my palate.
Well, there's a lot of heat on this.
Yep.
But it is 107, did I say, or 108? I think I said 107, right? 107, yep. Same as Weller.
Right.
Not drinking like a Weller.
No.
But now,
it's not bad.
Oh, it's delicious.
It's delicious. Yeah.
I like it. Cheers to Ohio on this pick. Mm-hmm. It's a good pick. No doubt.
This has got an interesting flavor to it. It's
So, when we went down to do the new Riff pick, one of the gentlemen that was and his wife that were picking with us were huge New Riff fans, right? And so they were fans of New Riff. They were they liked it. There's an aspect that they really love, and there's an aspect of New Riff that this is not your classic. This is not New Riff is not your classic Kentucky bourbon. You know what I mean? It's got the what would you say, the craft distillery aspect of it. It's got its own
you don't
flavor
pick up,
profile.
And as compared to like a Jim Beam where you get caramel and rye, you're not getting caramel and rye. Although there may be
the
some
Wild
rye spice
Turkey,
there.
the Jim Beam.
Yeah, you're not getting the traditional
the
flavor
Knob
profile.
Creek.
You're getting an extra. You're getting
But
some heat, some spice.
the
you're
pepper.
getting some fruit. You're getting pepper.
Would you say that's a white or black pepper?
Whatever's the
I would
hottest.
say it's like a jalapeno. I get actually a little bit of green in there on this one. I'm starting to pick up on the.
Maybe I can't say that I am, but I can't disagree with you either.
I just this last time on the palate, the end palate. All right, so this is a bottle crack here for this one that I picked up at the distillery.
Yeah, tiny. You're right. I'm getting that now too.
It's actually quite nice.
Just right ahead of the finish, you're getting it.
Yeah, it's quite nice. There's still some people. Michael Tennant says, shouldn't influence spiciness of the alcohol content shouldn't influence spiciness of the flavor. Actually, if you're talking about. If you've got, it's just like anything else with spice. If you're eating something hot, let's say you have some hot salsa and you're eating some chips. If you eat your mild taco without doing anything, it always seems like that spice is there. So usually alcohol content brings up the body, and it brings up a little bit of the heat, the hug and whatnot. So if you've got some spiciness in it, and then you have the alcohol content high.
Say 107 is compared to 80 or 90.
Right, you will pick up a little bit.
Because it amplifies.
It will amplify the spice. The heat will amplify the spice. So are you finished with that one yet?
Not quite, but I am enjoying it.
I'm going to hit. That's sweet. I like that one. Overall, that is a good.
That's a very interesting flavor profile.
On this. Oh, I didn't even do what I'm supposed to do.
You didn't doctor the neck pour.
I'm going to dump it back in. It is 100 and, what was this one? 100 and what? 118? Now this one is going to bring 112 proof. So
it's going to bring it, period.
So I got that. Put her back in. Flip her, drop her. This is, some people, especially distillers, don't think the neck pour is a real thing. But I'm here to tell you, I do think it's a real thing. So I just kind of got rid of it.
I don't know if the neck pour is a real thing, but the fact that you aerate it by doing what you do is a real thing.
I think you had to agree with us on the trip when we did Trip Whitlock's Bourbon. We drank the neck pour that night, and it was almost like the next day after that was gone, and we drank the part of it.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, Bourbon was
the bourbon got
fantastic,
better.
Freaking bourbon did. Opposed to the first night, where like our eyes kind of like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah,
definitely. I hope Mike Tennant that we answered your question.
Thanks for contributing, Mike.
Yeah. If anybody else that is watching has any questions about New Riff or about bourbon, feel free to jump in. It is a Tuesday night, and we are enjoying this. All right, so this one, again, we talked about was a distiller. I went down to the distillery, and that's the first time I ever tasted their rye. Got to taste the rye, but it wasn't out yet. But I know we got to get down there, and we got to do a podcast. It's just that like I said, we had to get Roxy's surgery out of the way. We got to put some time down in between, and then we'll be getting down.
Life happens.
Yeah. So this is we're doing this New Riff podcast because everything that we've gotten, and I've been tasting and going on the barrel pick with Kentucky Bourbon Festival. That's another thing. Let's talk about that. Kentucky Bourbon Festival tickets went on. The tickets went on sale on June 1st. Okay. But the special event tickets went on sale yesterday for Kentucky Bourbon Festival. And I'm telling you, what the events of what they got a Michter's event, they got a Jim Beam event, they got a Rabbit Hole event. It's just crazy. They've got classes, they've got, and the sellout aspect of it was so amazing. But the Scotchy Bourbon Boys are going to be at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. That is September 16th through the 19th, but I believe it's the 19th is a Sunday, 18th Saturday, 17th is a Friday, and 16th it kicks off.
Bourbon in the Air.
Right, is the Bourbon in the Air. Now, we got our tickets to Bourbon in the Air.
Awesome.
So we'll be at Bourbon in the Air.
Yes, we will.
And we got our tickets to the Jim Beam Experience dinner. So we're, okay. All right. John Ritz says he's late to the show. Disregard my request to join the broadcast. Okay. Just wanted to say the New Riff barrel number 9507 is fantastic. Now, I'm going to tell you which barrel number this one was. Let's see. 112. It's a single barrel. It is 7732. He was saying it was 2016 7732 barrel number. So that's what we got for here tonight. And it came. Now, there are some that, yes, this was one I picked up. I was excited about that. I just would love to know where that sound's coming from. It's just crazy. But,
it may be picking it up off of one of your USB cables. There may be something... Maybe we need to go to
it has to be
shielded cables.
I mean, I've got the sound down on this. I got the sound down on that. We got two things the sound's down on. The only thing it could be coming off of, it's not coming off my phone because my sound is down on my phone. It's not coming off of your phone. It has to be coming off the phone.
The Facebook phone.
But how is the Facebook phone that's recording us delayed? It's just like we're on Facebook Live. It can't be delayed. I understand I'm watching it delayed. I get that. But at the same time, the sound should not be delayed on the actual recording, right?
I wouldn't think that it would be more than a,
And sometime it's there. And Greg Schneider is watching. Cheers,
Hello,
Mr.
Greg.
Schneider. We love having Greg on. So this single barrel, we said the single barrel, we're going to give it a nose. Let's see how close. No,
that's
not
caramel.
even. And chocolate, mint chocolate. So fuck you.
No, I as much as it pains me, I kind of have to.
Oh my God, caramel. That is freaking amazing, isn't that? This is now.
Oh my God, that's like a Brock's candy that you've bit into.
No wonder I picked this one. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. Okay. So let's give this one. Now I got this in my face again. Let's drop that one down. I'll be good. This nose on this single barrel is so freaking good. This would have the straight up but up. It would just get a but up, man. It'd be right up my butt up. We'll explain the barrel bashing.
There was a couple perfect double entendres there.
Oh my God, I could just fucking sniff this forever. All right, let's give her a taste.
Now see, that is really smooth because it does not taste as hot as the last expression.
No, there's a little pepper in there.
Oh, there's a little, but it's velvet on the tongue. It's really
it's
good.
Just like mint. It's like an Andes candy finish. That is delicious. Oh my gosh, where is it coming from?
I think we're being mimicked in another dimension, folks. Sorry about that.
Half the time we can't do it, and half the time
we either do it not at all or twice.
Yeah, it's just like
exactly
just like crazy. All right, so this one's a much better. I like the Ohio. That would drink more like I said, its own kind of.
Let me say, there's nothing wrong with that Ohio expression at all. That was really tasty, but it was definitely spicy.
I wish we were barrel bashing that because that would be getting a good barrel bashing. All right.
This is awesome, and I'll say it first. I'm picking up chocolate.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
There was chocolate on that one. And you know what? I don't know. 2 years ago when we were starting this, there's no way you're picking up the chocolate.
No.
You pick up, your palate has evolved nicely.
I've taken the pebble from your hand.
Well, this is where the total pebble. What is, okay. Oh, this is the one that needs to be opened. This is the one. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay. So I could put these two up here. There, I got two of them up there. It's like, let's put that. Ooh, that's such a nice. Now we got our other Glencairns. These ones you could get rid of.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, I got
of course
new ones.
We do.
Yeah, that was some delicious stuff. Now don't mix it up.
I'm not going to mix it up. This is a fresh Glencairn right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't go stingy on me on that. I know you are stingy with me because I make you be stingy, but on this one I want a good one.
You want a Mueller pour?
Maybe not a Mueller pour. I didn't say I wanted to go unconscious. I just want a good pour of this rye. If it's half as good as I think it's going to be, I'm going to enjoy it.
Oh, okay. So Tiny doesn't buy rye, but when we were down for the pick, we got to sample this 6-year rye. Then we got to sample something else that wasn't for sale, which I was sad, but it was delicious. John Ritt says the 9507 aroma is oak, green apple, sweet vanilla. The flavor is cinnamon, white pepper. The finish is long, easy, according to the label. It's phenomenal. Got it here in Illinois. I hope you're drinking it along with us tonight. I just opened this up.
Thanks for joining us, John.
Letting it air to the top because this is another bottle crack. Tonight we did 2 bottle cracks. But I always I look at that. Now this one is, I got to see how far up it's. We're going to eliminate that neck pour by letting it air out. Pop this baby back in. And
give it a double flip.
Give her a flip. This is always good to get rid of the neck pour. Even if you don't believe in the neck pour, this eliminates the neck pour one way or another. So we like to do that here on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Open that baby up. The last one, it worked really well. Now, this malted rye, I paid a pretty price for it. But it's, in my opinion, did I get the right glass? Or
Yes, you did. That's the right one.
You're sure? Okay, yeah.
I think so. Good,
Okay.
good.
What do you mean? That would have been giving you... That's the same pour I gave you last time.
No, it ain't. That's the same pour you gave you on the first one.
Okay, but I was...
On the second one, I'll have some more. That's all right. I mean, let me just taste this, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be outstanding.
All right, so it's 100% malted.
I won't say never, but I'm going to say I rarely met a rye I didn't like.
Yeah.
I love rye.
So I hope John is tasting along with us. I'm trying not to fuck up the whole podcast by ripping out the microphone or anything stupid. We'll drop that one down. I'm going to throw on the... I think I actually read this, didn't I? Yes, I did.
You read it off of one of the
100%
bottles.
malted rye whiskey. This is the bottled in bond again. It doesn't have, it's without chilled filtration, exceeding the world's highest quality standard for spirits set forth by the bottle now. So this has to be, it's bottled in bond, so it tells you it's 100 proof.
And it's aged 4 years from a single
And it's
run.
a sour mash, but that's what most whiskeys are. So this is a rye. I tend to like, and I've talked to people in the past. Now,
Who was, I'm sorry to derail your train there. Somebody we spoke with said that they use a sweet mash. Was that Neely's?
No, the sweet mash is Wilderness Trail.
Okay.
They basically are yeast masters because they have firm solution
Right.
there,
And
and they use yeast each time. So that has a lot to do with everything that, how things go about and everything. They do a good job of that. A sour mash is just taking a little bit of the mash
Of the previous run.
of the previous run and putting it back into the next run,
fresh cook,
which also keeps consistency. It's easier to keep
I
consistency
would
between
think,
the
yeah.
runs. All right, so let's give this a nose. This tonight we are barrel bashing. Xavier, do you want to take it away?
The Scotchy Bourbon Boys barrel bashing rating system. My partner in crime, Tiny, has his bung hammer, and it really is a bung hammer, and he's going to bash the barrel on 4 separate categories. Those categories are nose, taste, body, and finish. Now, body and nose and body, we can bash anywhere from 1 to 4 on those. If it's really good, it gets a 4. If it's not so good, it's a 1. Now, what we have determined, and what I think most of our listeners agree, the most important aspects of evaluating an expression are taste and finish. We can give them up to 5 bashes. But then, to throw a little kink to it, you can do on any one rating. In other words, you can't do it on all 4 of them, but on any one rating of an
Except Christmas
evaluation.
time.
Except Christmas time if you're tiny, because then you can change the rules. But short of that, you can give a up, which is an extra bash. So that means if you really want to give a up to a nose or body, that takes it from a 4 to a 5. If you want to do it on taste or finish, that takes it from a 5 to a 6.
Yeah, and it's just based off of the up is
then
if
we
you
add our
think
2
something's
scores.
exceptional. We add
our 2 scores and average them, and that's the rating that the expression receives.
During the Young Nose era, we actually kept track of all the ratings.
Yes.
I'm not...
Because Young Nose was meticulous.
Anybody who wants to go back in each and every podcast to feel free to give us our rating system and then send it in. I would greatly appreciate that. But I doubt there's anybody out there.
They might even have to get a Glencairn glass for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, what kind of thing or whatever, but if you do that, I'll send you a free Glencairn. If you go back and listen to each and every podcast and find out the ratings of each of the bourbons and the ryes that we gave out on the barrel.
That's a lot of work. Make it 2. I'll cover the 1. Because that's a lot of work, and that way that person can sit with their significant other and have a bourbon in Scotchy Bourbon Boy Glencairn.
Yeah, there you go.
So 2 Glencairn glasses if somebody gives us all of our previous
rating. All you got to do is hit me up on Facebook Messenger, or just take a picture of the page. Jizz the pages. We've done 200 freaking episodes, so that's a lot to go back on.
People are probably flipping.
They're like,
off,
they're like, F that. It's just like, this is 203, I believe. So yeah, but if you want to, feel free to go back. And get us those ratings, and I will gladly give you guys. Xavier's going to hit me up for one, and I'll send one to you also.
And we'll do that, and you'll get 2 of them.
All right, so with that said, let's get to this. This is the new Riff 100% malted rye.
Oh my God. See, that's a chocolate candy bar you just took out of the wrapper.
It's got like maybe chocolate covered. What cereal? Like a chocolate covered, like, I don't know. That's
like a chocolate covered, almost like a Rice Krispie treat covered with chocolate. Something sweet.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking like Wheaties. Like no, mini wheat.
Yeah.
With chocolate on top.
Yeah, whatever, some type of cereal. But I'm thinking there's something extra sweet in there. That's why I was thinking of the marshmallow and the Rice Krispie treats. Covered with chocolate.
All right.
You know what? The other thing it reminds me of is a Nestle's Crunch Bar, which is also rice. So I'm picking up toasted rice.
Yeah, I'll give you more towards the toasted rice on that.
Yeah.
Or toasted. You know what it's like? What is it?
Oh my God.
Like a wheat check. Like checks,
or
like
rice
checks. Yeah.
I'm picking up rice. It just when you take a Nestle's Crunch Bar out of the wrapper and open it up, and you get that whiff of that, Nestle's chocolate is a little sweeter than say Hershey's chocolate, and you get that aroma of the chocolate and the rice. That's what I smell here, and that's what I'm tasting, and it's just delicious.
God. So, one of the things that was explained to me by Hunter Coffee, and I did not know this, but rye whiskey, he said, can tend to go to a chocolate mint flavor or a dill I call celery or vegetable aspect to a rye, or even just you taste the rye seed, that of rye bread, like if you choose that spiciness. Now, I'm not a fan of the spicy rye, celery, dill. I've actually Angel's Envy rye, which is finished in a port wine cask or whatever, I've actually spit that out.
And as much as I like rye, I think I've likened some rye whiskey to a live well water that you've had a few bass in, but and it just has that, I'm going to call it a green taste.
But this is exactly why I bought this. I got to taste it. The chocolate minty ryes, which now Hunter explained to me, 1 month. You can taste that barrel, and you'll have the dill, celery, vegetable taste. And then you taste it the next time, 3 months later, 6 months later, or whatever, and it'll have the mint chocolate. But if you wait 3 more months, 6 more months, it can go back. It flips back and forth. what the rye tastes like is 100%, he said, up to pretty much the distiller, which is really a kind of cool thing.
I'd like to
knowing
talk
that.
with Hunter about that to see if there's any parallel to the time of the year versus when that, the taste is prevalent, which
Right.
taste is prevalent.
But having that talk made sense to me. But I know that Michter's toasted rye barrel strength, I love that because it's on the chocolate side. I don't like the Willet rye, though I don't like the 95 rye, although 95.5 MGP ryes I don't like most of the time. One of those 95.5 MGP ryes came from Heaven's Door. I did not give it a favorable review.
The finished rye that we got from Middle West Spirits, Ryan Lang, that was an awesome product.
Right. So you get the good ones, but I got a 95.5 rye from Bill Hockett at Dayton Barrel Works, and it was delicious. If you remember that day.
What about our chicken cock? Isn't that not rum barrel finished rye?
Well, that's a rum barrel finished rye, and all that rye is most of the rye now is put down, I believe, by that is his rye put into Greg's rye put into those rum barrel finished casks.
Right.
So, and he's doing it again. He's going to release that chicken cock. It is the year of the summer of the
stuff
rooster.
we got from Middle West Spirits was that port wine barrel finished rye, and that just kicked ass and took names as well.
Yeah, that was
much
delicious.
like the rum barrel finished rye that Chicken Cock's product.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna barrel bash this.
Oh my God, that's good.
So in our glass, when you roll it around on the glass when you're tasting with the Glencairn, you can get those legs as it runs. You can see those as it runs back in there.
You know what's so weird is I did that when I first had this in the glass, and I didn't really see the legs. And now that it's sat for a little bit, I'm seeing the thick legs.
Right. Now this is 100 proof. It's less than all of them, but this flavor and the blending and everything is pretty fantastic.
It is.
So let's give this a nose. All right. Do you want to give the nose?
I'll talk about the nose and we'll rate it here. The nose, I'm getting, like I say, chocolate, rice, or toasted rice, a hint of spice maybe some marshmallow or something really sweet. And it's just a very pleasant nose. I don't know how a nose could get any better. Let's do it a 5.
A 4?
A 4. Let's do it a 4. I don't want to do it by up on a 4.
I agree with you. That is a pretty damn good. I'm getting the malted aspect. I get the chocolate. I get the caramel. Not a lot of mint. I mean,
no, I'm not.
So I think that's
mint.
one of the. I would have to agree that on this new riff, I give the nose a 4.
Why don't you take the taste away for us?
So, God, that's delicious.
It is. It seriously is.
For me, there's a little rye aspect.
There's
But
a little
okay,
spice. Yeah.
I won't penalize the taste. I'm going to give the taste a 5 also. I know where I'm penalizing this.
Okay, so at the risk of putting everyone to sleep who's listened to all my ratings, and what I really like about an expression is indeed the nose telegraphs the taste, and the taste is getting exactly what I had in the nose. You're picking up maybe a little spice like Tiny said, but it's really a great taste. It's a 5. It's like a liquid Nestle's Crunch Bar.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the body. body is, I would say this is, doesn't hit your cheeks, even if you swizzle it
You
around.
can do a Kentucky Chew. I would have to
It's
say the
100
body is and it's not a bad body, but as compared to the other aspects, it's probably the weaker point of the expression.
3.
Forgive me for not being original, but I agree with you. It's a 3.
So this is the part where I think this is my weakest part, is the finish. Now, there's an aspect, I think it's oak or whatever. I get the nice malted flavor, but then I get a almost bitter finish. It's a medium finish, nice hug, but the taste that's left does not even come close to that front palate. I don't get chocolate, I get oak. It's oaky. Almost, this is where it's this close to the dill. It's the rye taste. That's the... So on the finish, which you can give a 5, I'm going to... It's not the part that I hate, but I'm not loving the finish, so I give it a 2.
Okay, so the finish for me, I think it's it may not be a perfect finish, but it's a good finish. And what I am tasting is not oak. I'm tasting the last half inch of my Pike's Place Starbucks coffee is what I'm tasting.
Oh, that would take me down to a 0.
And I'm getting like a strong, I'm not really getting an oak finish, I'm getting a coffee finish. And it does give it a certain amount of bitterness, but I still think the sweetness wins out. So this finish is not a 5, but it's a 4.
You give it a 17 of an 18, and I give it 15 of 18. So it leaves us with 16 out of 18.
And that's a hell of a score.
Well, this is a delicious bottle.
It is. It is a fantastic expression.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking, folks.
And I'm kind of rye biased, but I'll tell you what. That is just, like I say, it's a liquid.
Is that like Ray Orbison, Rye Bias? A singer?
Ray Bias, no, Rye Bias, not Ray Bias. But yeah, I like Ray Charles, Roy Orbison, something like that. Yeah, I like any Ray or Rye.
I'm Rye. I'm not
Ray
Rye
Stevens.
Bias.
Yeah.
I'm not Rye Bias. I'm Roy Orbison.
There you go. Well, it's just good. It's just good. It's like I say, it's a liquid Nestle's Crunch Bar. It's really
I think picking. I would definitely suggest, if you can get down to that part of Kentucky, that you stop into the gift shop, do a tasting. If you could do a tour, do a tour. They have a good thing going down there, and then make sure that when you're down there, that you stop off at the Party Source, and kind of get going through that. So, anyways, with that said, I think that's
covers
it for what. Remember, Kentucky Bourbon Festival, people, get your tickets. Come see the Scotchy Bourbon Boys down at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We are super excited to get down there. We've got, we're doing a bus tour. We might, hopefully, I'm working hard to pull off a barrel pick at the Spirit of French Lick, and our sponsor and wonderful supporter. I just have to say thank you to everybody last Thursday that gave me support. It's just like, in my time of need, you all were there. I didn't feel alone. I was alone when my wife's surgery was happening, and I did not feel alone at all. Everybody, you know who you were. I mean, Jolie, Alan, Randy, Xavier, Mrs. Xavier, Daniela, everybody was pretty much out there.
And I'll tell you what, it was a nail biter for me and Mrs. Xavier, Tiny and Roxy. are our very, very, very best friends in the whole wide world. They're like family to us. And it was a nail biter for us too. And I want to say that, if I may go so far as, I appreciate their prayers for Roxy, and they lifted us all up through it. And the surgery was a success. Recovery has some rocky points, but she's headed upward, not downward. And thanks everyone for that.
Yeah, I appreciated it. I don't know what I can say. We've made so many good friends. Sandy, thank you.
Sandy.
I mean, everybody who was contacting me and talking to me, there's not enough words to be able to say how much it meant to us. So, thank you for that.
And a shout out to Sandy. She recently had a loss in her.
Yes, she lost her mother.
We are so sorry, Sandy. My gosh, we're there with you. We know what that's like.
Yeah, and prayers to you and the whole family.
Your whole family, yes.
So
thanks for always being with us, Sandy.
Yep, and that brings us to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Remember, www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Went through that. Everything Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Check it out. You want merchandise, whatnot. If you want a Glencairn, you could do it through the podcast. Or you can just contact me on Facebook, one way or another, through the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, through Jeffrey Mueller. I'll set it up for you. Get you what you need. Remember, we're going to be down at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Check us out down there. We've got a new banner. We're going to have 2 banners at the festival. That's going to be pretty cool. Podcasting directly with everybody there.
2 banners and lots of banter.
Yes. And then also, please, all the social media, check us out. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram.
Awesome.
And then also all major podcast formats. Check us out there. Make sure that you listen, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Good feedback means a lot to us. Remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends, and you all have to remember to get the hell out there and live dangerously.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Good night.
I think, is it Little Steve-O that's going to take us out? Okay, before you do that, I want to say that Mrs. Xavier and I, Sunday night, went to see Little Steve-O here at Gervasi Vineyard Stillhouse, and he absolutely crushes it. It's one thing to do a song by an artist well, but you've got a guy who can just actually sound like the artist. Now, how he can sound like Neil Young and then a few songs later sound like Jim Morrison, I have no idea. But Little Steve-O does it. If you get a chance to check him out, please do so.
www.littlestevo.com. You could see everything about him there. But also, sometimes when I'm listening to this that he did for us, so that we could actually get some of the money we were doing instead of Elektra Records getting it all. It sounds like him, Jim Morrison. So everybody, here we go.
Little Steve-O. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die.
Okay, let me get this going. Oh, first we got to do our audio magic.
Audio magic.
Technically, we did pretty good again.
We actually did pretty good, except for the ghost feedback.
Yeah,
which disappeared there
at the end.
About 2/3 of the way through it disappeared.
I'm still trying to hear it. I can't hear it. It's just weird where that was coming from. All right, now I got that all done. File, publish to for uploading. This one's easy. You call it New Riff. Riff. That's our first New Riff podcast, I believe. So that should be pretty cool. Save. All right, so that's going. We're still on Facebook Live, and we're still on YouTube. Let's talk about. Let's just give them a little bit extra. We didn't give them anything on the front, so we could give them a little bit on the back.
Right.
If anybody out there right now, I'm gonna monitor the Facebook. If you're there, I mean, for the 5 people, if you have any questions,
so what did you do there? You made the feedback.
Yeah, but that was the speaker with the sound, and I turned that all off. But yeah, but see, it's not coming from that speaker. I could take these off now. That's kind of cool.
So John Ritz said this is the first time joining us, and he's thanking us. My goodness, John, thank you for taking some time to join us. We really appreciate it.
Where's that coming from? You got that just
right here?
Okay.
Right, he gave the comment about the 9507 barrel of New Riff.
Yeah, and why did I never get that?
Great comment, and thanks for participating, John. We hope to see you on more.
Are you watching on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, or are you watching on the Jeffrey Mueller?
I'm watching on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
Okay, because on the Jeffrey...
And Greg Snyder joined us. Greg, as always, we really appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, if anybody who's still watching has any comments, feel free to throw that in.
Aaron, Carl.
Yeah.
Carl. Whiskey,
yeah. Oh, okay. So, Eric... Oh, cheers. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Eric from Australia. Hey, how's it going, Eric?
Yeah, and he asked, he heard a lot about the New Riff. Hope to see it someday. Yeah, it's kind of coming out. It's pretty damn good, Eric. We really do. We loved all 3. I mean, all 3 were good. I was there on that barrel pick for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, so that should be pretty exciting when it comes out at the festival. Going to be able to get a bottle of that. And just overall, it was a really good podcast. One of the cool things that's coming up is that Penelope, which I did my last podcast on, is coming to Ohio. And August 11th, we should have pushed that, but we didn't. But I'll push it on YouTube and Facebook Live. Thursday, August 11th, 7 p.m. at the Barrel House here in North Canton. We are going to have Michael Pandolini. Yes?
I think that's the name he gave us, yes.
And he is going to be, cheers, Eric. He is going to be coming up to the Barrel House and doing a tasting with us here in North Central Ohio, right? That's kind of what we are.
Yeah, North Central.
Yep. And we're excited for that. I'm actually going on the pick with the Ohio Barrel Picking Committee for that pick that day in Dublin, Ohio, and then coming back up here to run the actual event for the tasting. We'll be coming up with them. And then hopefully when we go down there, we meet with Ryan Lang, the owner of Middle West Spirits. I want to go down there, get the update, because when we went down there last time, he was saying that there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out, and it should be ready to be kind of announced. So I'm going to contact Ryan and see if I could go down early before the barrel pick, and then if we get that, to have a little meeting with him. Chris Thompson, I'm going to be meeting with. Chris, we met when we were at...
When we were there at the event in Springfield.
I'm going to be meeting him, hopefully, at the Middle West Distillery, and we're going to talk a little bit. Hopefully he brings along some special pours. But overall, things are looking up. Hopefully, Roxy will be on the way to recovery completely by next
Mother Stewart's, sorry. That was at the Mother Stewart's event that we had, Bourbon and Cigar, in Springfield. It slipped my 61-year-old
turn
brain.
to the right.
I know, that's how I got it back in my brain.
Yeah, I've got the...
Did you think I freaking remembered? I had to look to the right, of course.
We've got the poster where they made a poster and distributed it.
They made the world's coolest poster.
And then, was sending it out on, and I'm sure if you follow us, you got to see that on Facebook. But, But what would you say? That they actually had it printed when we were there. We signed a bunch for charity.
Yeah, we sure did.
And we signed some barrel staves for charity.
Yep.
And
they really treated us like we were rock stars, and it was just an awesome, fun time.
Yeah, we'd like to go back.
Yes, anytime. That was Andy Camden.
Yeah. Yep.
Andrew, thank you very much for a great time. Tiny and I still talk about that. That was awesome.
And also, if you get a chance to check out America and Whiskey podcast, I was on it this past Monday, not this past Monday, but the Monday before. They are a great group of people. It was a blast. And let's just hold on. You know me and names. I totally suck at names, don't I?
Well,
I'm not going to throw it out there.
I couldn't remember the name Mother Stewart's, and the sign's right there beside me, but I drew a blank there for a minute, so it happens.
Let's see.
Those of you who aren't in your late 50s, early 60s yet, just wait. It only gets better.
Oh, God. I just tried to. I'm on Jeffrey Mueller. Come on. That's not. Okay, let's get out of there. Anyways, let's see if I could. Let's go to the Scotchy. The whole thing locks up. Jump in a lake. All right, I'm just going to do that and go back now. Let's do this. I'm going to do this one more time. Switch account. Oh. I go to switch accounts and now there's no other accounts. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, here we go. Is there just no bandwidth down here, or is the thing just freaking out? Well, when I get the name for America and Whiskey podcast, I believe his name was Andrew, but I suck at names. But anyways, it's not going to come up. It's just not going to. Oh, there it is. Nope, I was wrong. Anthony Sturgeon. I'm sorry, Anthony, for calling you, but Anthony Sturgeon. My name's I suck. Those guys are doing a nice job. I appreciate them having me on the podcast. It was a fun Monday. It's out there right now. If you go, I'm going to be. I have it. I will be putting it up on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys website. All right, everybody. Let's call it a night for YouTube. Remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends. Go out there and live dangerously. Stop this.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we